Welcome back to the Tactical.Muffin.Top channel, everybody. This is Duke's Challenge here, and it's a $50 bag from the dollar store. I used Dollar Tree, and I have $49.23, and the bag is not included. So this is Duke's kind of little challenge, and this is going to be my take on it. Now, this would all be with the EDC. Is kind of how I was taking it, because it'd be like, hey, you have $50 to get a bag, and that's kind of what you're gonna do for getting out, right? So this is what I went with, and we're gonna do ours video later. And I have some honorable mentions because I bought them anyway, because I pulled them out and I had to take them off due to price, which sucks. But I'm gonna go with, I tried to cover my shelter, some things like that. I tried to cover my food, some hygiene, and some medical, all kind of in a bag, and this is what I came up with, guys. So without further ado, I'm going to start with like the food and kind of work my way over, but I might jump over here because I kind of ran out of space on the table. But I went with bleach to disinfect water and whatnot, cleaning. I went with just some soap, so I was going to figure, like if I needed a shower, wash my hands, clean my utensils, whatever. For food, this is a disinfectant. I went with shelf-stable milk. I couldn't find the freaking, and R found it. I couldn't find the oatmeal, which is really good pair with that. I couldn't find it because he took forever in the food aisle, and I didn't want to be in there with him, to kind of get our own ideas. I went with rice. I have snack crackers, and then I have peanut butter for like a quick snack on the walk, like if you had to patrol. I went with some Insta coffee for a little bit of morale, a little bit of caffeine, and this was the biggest water bottle they had, and it has a mixer, so I figure I could do something with that ball maybe, but it shuts. All of the other ones were like not that great, that they didn't shut, and the ones that did were all smaller than this, so I got this before R, so that was cool. I did get water, because that's going to be one of the best things that you need is water. And I went with a wide mouth lid. That was kind of the sturdier bottle I could find. I went with a wide mouth lid so I could pour in, your boiled water with the bleach and whatever, your sanitized water. So you put your sanitized water in here, and then you could take some with you and boil another pot while you're doing something. And then I went with some pasta sauce without the can opener, so that way I could use this as like a small deal to put some food, leftovers, whatever in. Pop-Top pork and beans. Has a lot of calories, guys. Goes great with that rice, and then you have the container when you're done. I went with mackerel, and I was telling in another video, this is like my favorite protein from them. I actually like to eat this with rice, so it's a meal I eat anyway. If I'm like by myself, because the wife doesn't like it. It's quick and it's cheap. I figured I'd just use like my pocket knife or something with that. I figured out a way to open it. And I went with salt. Salt and rice actually ain't too bad by itself, but then I also got some hot sauce. And I figure, if I can tell like the roadkill's fresh or whatever, guys, I've eaten raccoon before. I won't eat a possum, but like if there's a deer or a raccoon or whatever, I'll eat it. And a squirrel, whatever. Hot sauce. It makes everything taste better. Plus, I like just eating rice and hot sauce as it is anyway. So, I go with a little bit of hygiene here. I didn't get toilet paper, guys, because when the shit hit the fan, it will run out. So, I use washcloths. I'm gonna wipe my butt with it and clean it, and then let it hang out. Make like a little clothesline. Let it get cleaned up a little bit, or put a little bleach on it, and let it dry out. And you're gonna have infinite toilet paper till these threads are gone. And then you could also wash, whatever with it. You could use one. They came in a 2-pack. I thought was cool, so I swapped out a roll of 4 toilet paper rolls for that. And I figure, if it gets bad enough, if I can't get to my bug out location by then, I will do a little B&E to find what I need past this. I went with these flexible cutting boards. It's kind of like a place that you could eat, and a cutting board, and I think they're kind of cool. You could like put it in your jacket if you had to, for a little bit of like stab resistance, and these are really light. And this is a 2-pack, so you could put one theoretically on your left and right side inside you, or like one to help stabilize your back and your backpack, and if you had to, you could kind of use it to brace yourself against a knife wielding dude. I went with these this 4-pack of these heavy-duty scoring pads. And when I was an HVAC tech, I'd cut a little strip off of these and keep it in like my pocket or my bag. And these will clean your flame rod really well. And you know, just cleaning up in general your pot and everything like that. Scrubbing your hands, whatever, scrubbing your butt, things like that. They're really handy, guys, and they're really cheap. And you can also put them in your pot to help reduce the clanking noise. I went with gloves. I couldn't find pliers. They didn't have pliers in my tool section, but I figured, you know, I could take a hot pot off or whatever. And then you have gloves with your gathering firewood and stuff to help protect your hands and help keep your hands clean. Gloves are very important, guys. I got some medical. I went with ibuprofen because you're going to be sore mostly from using muscles you don't typically use, and this helps reduce some swelling and stuff. Also, this was the only one with a 40 count. The other ones were like 10 count, and I thought, well, I'm going to get 40 for the same price. So, and I went with some Tough Wrap, like if you sprain your ankle or something, and it's reusable. So if you know, sprain your wrist or something, I thought that'd be kind of a good deal. This video has made me realize the importance of having a lighter in my EDC even though I don't smoke. And fire is a very great thing, and if this breaks or whatever, you can still start a fire with the flame, with the flint right there. So I went with a 1 Bic lighter. I know 2 is 1, 1 is none, but for space I ended up putting the matches back because I have a crap load of those stocked in real life, so I wasn't going to buy more when I'd rather stock Bics. So this will actually go like in my long-term storage, or it might become part of my EDC, guys, because I found that very lacking. I went with these Hydromates, which are actually a freaking steal at the dollar store. I think you get, what does this say, 2 of them? Yeah. So I figured, hey, if it's been a while or I couldn't find water in between here and there for a long time, the first batch of water I'd take with one of these to get my hydration level back up, guys. Or if I just had like a small, like just this thing of water, and I was humping it back to a location that I knew was safe to get, you know, better equated. This is going to be a morale boost. It's going to give you a little bit of electrolytes. It's going to give you hydration, so that way you don't have to consume as much water. And I think that extends your measly supplies a little bit farther. I thought that was very important. Not to mention, if it's like really hot and you see some dude having like heat stroke or something, this will help reduce symptoms with heat-related illness. These are a great thing to stock, guys. I've never actually seen them at my dollar store until I seen them, but there was only like 2 or 3 of them, and I wanted to grab them all just for my stock, but since I was doing this video, I didn't. And another thing I love to stock that I haven't seen in a long time is these 4-hour emergency candles. There's 6 of them in here. These are great stock, guys. Like, even better than those little glass ones and the tea lights. These are way better. These are going to give you a little bit of heat. These are going to give you some light. They had 2 flats of them there, and I almost grabbed them both just because I haven't seen them in so long. And this is something I stock in my lights out bag tote, which I'm going to do a video on probably this weekend yet. So these are freaking awesome. I wanted these to have a little bit of light. I didn't get a flashlight because I figured with this bag in my EDC, I always carry this. This is like my favorite light, guys. You know, you've seen it in my videos, and I always have, oh shit, my wallet. And I have a little O-light on there too for like nighttime. It only is 90 lumens. So I figured I'm gonna have my EDC, right? And I'm gonna have my pistol with a weapon light, and I'm gonna have my pocket knife. This is my favorite carry, you guys know. I carry this about 80% of the time over all my other knives. So I figured, like, man, that sucks that I flashed my ID there a little bit, but you just seen my ugly face. No, man, like, I have that stuff all the time on me, every day of my life. So I didn't get a crappy dollar store light. I didn't get a crappy dollar store knife. But it made me realize that since I couldn't find pliers to, like, take a pot off the water, or, you know, a water pot that was boiling off the fire or something, I'm going to start carrying a multi-tool is what I learned off of this. Multi-tool and a lighter. And wrap some duct tape around the bottom and some metal wire around the top so this doesn't discharge. And put a little piece of electrical tape over the top. But yeah, guys, this did make me realize some holes in just my EDC, so I thought that was pretty cool. I got their heavy-duty duct tape because duct tape is freaking amazing. If you have a pant leg rip or something, or your shelter rip, there's just a million uses. Yet you can start a fire with duct tape. It's flammable. You can do all kinds of stuff with duct tape. I did also get some electrical tape because it's a prep that I need to stock up a little bit more on. But you can also, if you get a cut on your finger, you can wrap it around. It's kind of handy. So electrical tape, guys. It's freaking great. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. I went with some kind of like some shelter / tooling. Yeah, that's some like tools. I went with these were the heaviest mill garbage bags they had, and I figured, you know, kind of like one for a sleeping bag, maybe one fill it up with leaves to lay on, two maybe, and then you could use it for another tarp, or you could collect some stuff in it, or use a couple of them to wrap up your, you know, be like a sleeping bag kind of deal. And I went with this trowel because if you're going to dig a fire pit, to help conceal your flame a little bit more, because that's one thing you definitely don't want at night, right? You want to cook during the day. But digging is way better than a stick, guys, and it's pretty light. So I thought that was cool. I'll actually dink around with this in the garden to see if it's worth anything or not, or if you have to poop, dig a poop pit. Sanitation's a big thing that nobody thinks about, and this little garden trowel goes a long way over an e-tool, especially for weight, guys. So they have better ones. Fisker makes a good one that I use in like a I'm never coming home kind of deal bag, which I haven't done a video on yet. But no, this is a pretty good idea. Zip ties, you can do a million things with them. I went with a little bit longer ones, so if I had to double up and use them for like cuffs or something for a minute to get away from a bad guy or something, these are really good, guys. This helps rig up your shelter quick as well. And some more of my tools. I went with this rope, you know, with my toilet paper substitution. And then, like, I figured, you know, if I wanted to wash up, like, my underwear, my socks and stuff, if it was, like, a couple-day hike and I only had just what I was wearing, I'd want to wash, like, my undershirt, my wife beater, you know, my underwear, my socks, because those are very important things if you don't have any extra. And then this helps you also rig up your house, your shelter type deal. And then, pro tip, I love these little plastic deals that this is wrapped around. I'll actually take this crap off and put them in my bug out bags and put paracord wrapped around it, right? And it's like a paracord tool minus having a cutter, but it'll hold your end for you good enough, and it flattens it down to put in your pack. So that's a cool little hack, guys. You can use this rope in like the garden to help string up a plant or something, help it get going before the wind takes it down. So I do use the rope. I have used it for like a clothes hanger, even while we were camping, which was really nice to use up the rope. But I don't just throw the rope out, guys. I use it for something, but it's just not as good as paracord, just plain and simple. So I also do have a little ouchie boo-boo kit for my medical. Should have been over there. And I got a dental hygiene kit. I love finding these. They don't always have them, but these are great for like a Christmas stocking. My grandma picks these up because she gives everybody a Christmas stocking toothbrush and toothpaste every year, which is like super awesome when you're in college and broke. But yeah, this is great. A lot of people forget about dental hygiene, and it had toothpaste, it has the toothbrush and a thing to go over the head so it doesn't get dirty, and a little Ziploc bag to help keep it somewhat sanitized. So I thought for $1.25 that was a great buy. And a morale boost as well. If you've been out, you know, for 2 or 3 days without brushing your teeth, it feels like you're wearing a wool coat on your teeth, guys, and it's just a rotten feeling. I mean, if you're walking home 5 days or something in a bug out, this is a huge morale boost. It'll make you feel human again, just brushing your teeth, guys. So that's really good. And I have stocked this in my other bags. The shower curtain, I like it because it comes in like a little sack to help kind of protect this from getting punctures and things like that. But it's got the loops on top, so you can run some of this through, kind of run it down like halfway, run another cord from a tree in between it, so that'll kind of tie it down, and then take the end of this and like lay a branch over it or something to help keep it tied down. So it won't be a total all the way over to like a teepee type shelter, which you could, but you get more, you know, area to kind of hang out in that way. And then you could, if you wanted to, if you were stuck out in that situation, then you could add branches and stuff if you wanted to hang out for longer. But I want to get to a location where I have better stuff than this, so I'm not hanging out that long. So temporary shelter is good enough. Excuse me, hydrated. And not to mention, it's for a shower, so you already know it's good enough to be waterproof. So that's a good prep to stock from the dollar store too. That's great to just keep in like your car or your garage. Use it for like a drop rag or something. I do that all the time, guys. These things work good. They're a little slippery if you use them for a drop rag, but if you don't want oil on your whatever you're working on, you know, it's a pretty handy thing. It's a quick cleanup as well. And then I went with a wooden spoon. You can eat with this and everything, and you could get just a regular spoon to stir, but I tell you what, it makes cooking a lot easier with a utensil that's made for it, guys, and you could make it, but I'm not out homesteading. this is to get me home. So this is already made. This is good to go. It's wood. It's not plastic. It's not going to melt or anything. So it's a little bit sturdier. So I like that. And from the dollar store, it's actually kind of a nice little wooden spoon. I'll probably actually cook with this and see how long it works out. See if it can get seasoned and be a long-lasting deal. If this works good, I mean, for $1 and some change, it's a pretty good little spoon. And then I went with this pot. And this sucked because this was $5, guys. But it was the only pot they had with a lid. And I wanted something to boil water. I actually had like a wood, or not a wood, like a loaf pan, and I had a cookie sheet before I found this. This wasn't over by the cooking stuff, which was weird. This is what I had in mind. So you had a pot, and you could leave, and you could cook faster with putting a lid on it and keep kind of the junk out, leaves and critters and whatnot. So you could leave and let the pot of water, boil while you're getting wood or whatever, or smacking down a squirrel, whatever you got to shoot with your EDC piece, right? This is my EDC, boys. Oh wait, no, YouTube might not want to do that. Anyway, so I figured I still had capability to take game, even with just my EDC. So, and I've done it. I've shot raccoons and stuff out on the farm with it. And we didn't have time to go to the Goodwill, but I actually got this bag for $5 at a gun show. So I figured that would kind of work. It's kind of like it was marked as like a hunting bag. This material is a little bit thicker canvasy, but like this is junk. This is just mesh, no support. This is kind of slippery. It has waist buckles, but these straps suck. Like, I think I took it hunting. They started already popping out one time. But it's a bag I got for free, so I figured that was close enough for the bag that you didn't have to get with this stuff. But this was all under $50, guys. This was kind of my mindset on some shelter, some medical, some tooling, some food, and some other capabilities. So this is a shout out to the Duke Liberty channel, baby, and Never Enough Ammo also is doing this challenge. My buddy R's video is coming. I don't know who else is going to hop in on the challenge, but this is our $50 dollar store, whatever equivalent to store you have to like a $1.25 store. We might do a Walmart one for $100 later, but this is the $50 one. So this is a Tactical Muffin Top's bag out for now. Let's see what everybody else comes up with, guys.